Driving the Emkoo adds such a sense of occasion. It's the crafted materials in the cabin, it's the outside striking elements, but it's also the way it all comes together. It's such a comfortable family vehicle, this. It's the way that everything actually works in complete uniformity, be it the suspension, MacPherson struts up front, multi-link over at the rear, but the way it soaks up the bumps simply takes to the turns and the corners that make it such a comfortable, enjoyable car. But what you also find with a vehicle like this is power delivery. Branded Megawave is the engine up front, a 1.5 litre turbo petrol unit, 130 kilowatts, 270 newton meters of torque, and all power mated through a 7-speed WDCT, a wet dual clutch transmission. Now the dual clutch element means that it's smooth, it shifts fast, it really puts its power down well. In fact, it's so seamless you cannot feel it shifting gears. Then you find that 130 kilowatts and the 270 newtons means that it actually puts quite a bit of power down. Put it into a sport mode, it'll let you have a bit of fun, it'll rev quite high. Put it into a comfort or an eco mode, and it'll return quite impressive fuel economy figures. They're claiming the WLTP cycle number at 6.4. I'm averaging about 7.2 over a week of driving, but you know, I'm quite happy with that because this is by far and away amongst the most spacious in the C-segment crossover space. Where things, of course, also get clever is the wealth of technological advancements. You see, when you drive along a smooth, comfortable mountain pass like this, or around a congested cityscape, city streets, or rutted roads, you name it, there's an array of active and passive safety systems keeping you in check, keeping you safe at all times. Apart from having impressive safety standards on the vehicle, you get ADAS Level 2, semi-autonomous drive modes, and active safety systems. That means if I've got a car in front of me, I'm sitting in a traffic congestion situation or on a highway commute, I can push this little button here. It's got two little lines and a steering wheel. When you do this, it takes all the mundane out of the drive. You can simply let go of the steering wheel. It takes over, steering, braking, turning, you name it. Ideally, obviously, you rest your hand on the wheel, keep an eye on the road, but really it's such a comfortable, safe place to be seated. And with the likes of lane keep assist, blind spot assist, forward collision assist, there's a lot of assistance systems going on. It'll read traffic signs. What it won't do, I don't know, there isn't much it won't do. It really is a well thought out, well executed system that keeps you and all the occupants safe, as well as those of fellow road users. What this all makes for is a very comforting, a very calming drive, and it's thanks to the vehicle being purpose-built by GAC for GAC on their own global architecture platform. I really was impressed when I drove the M Zoom, but this Emkoo as a family crossover, a larger version of the vehicle, really pulls it all together so incredibly well. It's also, however, the technological sophistication, the marvel of the tech going on here, and the way everything pulls together that makes this such an incredibly special and premium place to be seated. We'll start things off with this. A flat-bottomed sporty steering wheel, the red cross stitching, and I love the array of materials in here, the geometric patterns on the center of the dash, the way everything's curved and crafted, this vector aeronautical inspired air vent, and the culmination of round yet angular elements for a circular continuation of life. Everything has no beginning, no end, a future exciting outlook into design. It's being seated in here that you can soak in some of the interior highlights. You got DTS powered sound It works incredibly well. You've got mood lighting in here, of course, but it's the way it comes together. Up front to me, a digital instrumentation cluster, 7 inches, high definition. You can sift and go through an array of driver-related information, such as your ADAS, semi-autonomous drive modes, tire pressures, even tire temperatures, consumption trends. There is a lot of information going on here. It's clear, it's precise. Above that, a heads-up display gives me my fuel readout, speed of the road I'm traveling on, all your driver-related information without having to take your eyes off the road for even a second. And then, of course, the star of the show, the multimedia screen at the center here. Now, this uses something called an Adagio multimedia interface here, and it works so flawlessly well. It's not only high definition, it's just clear and easy to use. For example, vehicle-related information, cockpit, your ambient light settings. There's a bunch of cool things to tweak it and set it just so you can go into the climate-controlled air conditioning. Ventilated seats, of course, heated seats, and even a smart mode to make it just comfortable in line with your air conditioning settings. It really is a great place to be seated. Now, of course, these seats up front here are powered and adjustable in every which direction. We've got a massive glass panoramic roof overhead here, which lets tons of light in, and we couldn't talk about that without mentioning that this is one of the leading cars, if not the leading car, in the C segment crossover space. The amount of space in this cabin, the amount of just general room and airiness makes it such a fantastic and luxurious place to be seated. That's seated up front here, driver passenger, or if we jump back there and we do the typical sit behind yourself test, then you'll see with that fully flat floor the amount of space that the overall cabin offers. Depending on your requirements and how you have it configured, the seats drop in the standard 60-40 split. You've got a covered area here, but overall the luggage load area is spacious and sizable. So here we are, journey's end, the GAC Emkoo. Does it get my vote? Yes, it does, absolutely. The crafted, bold and angular styling encompasses sophisticated technology, creature comforts and levels of luxury that simply make it an incredible car to drive. Comes in at 599,900 Rand. You couple this with GAC's 5-year, 100,000 kilometer manufacturer service plan and commitment to over 6 months of parts on hand. You couple this to the crafted, styled elements as well as the quality that it offers. It's bold, it's crafted, and it certainly has my vote.